Note: please ignore the mouse cursor that's in the life bar for this entire video. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Megaman Battle Network 4. In the last part we found out that Regal was actually the villain all along, and now he's trying to take over the asteroid, and it's up to us to stop him. Yeah, that mouse cursor was not on my screen the entire time I was recording this, so I'm not sure what the heck's up with that. Anyway, here in the meteor camp, the main gimmick, well aside from getting the blue mystery data, is those magnetic wells that you decide to mash A and B when you're in one of those. And you may notice those odd looking panels like the one that's just to my northeast right now. And the one I just walked over right now. You have to walk over those panels in the order of the number of dots on them. 1, 2, 3, 4, etc., etc. Each one will make a planet appear, and if you do it in the right order, you'll be completely fine. Doing the wrong one, you get warped back to the beginning. And like I said last part, I love the music in here. Also, HP memory right there. Very easy to miss that one, honestly. So essentially, you have to go down a certain path to make sure you can get these. If you mess up, there's usually a path that you can take to get to a certain one. But generally, those aren't as reliable. So yeah, mash A and B for these. It's honestly rather annoying. I will say, each area here in the asteroid computer has one encounter only, essentially. I forget what it is for this one. I know there's usually billies involved. And once you get all the planets, this happens, and I swear the sound effects for the planets rising and glowing is reused in Star Force. Then again, they run on very similar engines, at least for the overworld. Got a high cannon D right there. Sadly, I don't have any other high cannons, so I can't use Zeta Cannon 2. Ah well. Zeta Cannon 1 is good enough. Now I should mention, the warp hole that appears when you get all the planets will always appear on those square platforms, so generally you're going to want to find your way in a circle for like this one here. Anyway, we got the only new virus this part here, the Bomb Boys. They're a rather interesting virus, to say the least. What they do is they generate that bomb, and you can stop it with either a cracked platform or by shooting it. If it gets over to your side of the flying field, it'll explode, causing around 30 damage, I want to say. And I think you can blow it up on their side with a flame-type chip. Although the only flame-type chip I have is Flame Breath, and that's kind of not in my folder at the moment. Well, at least not accessible at the moment. They're nothing too bad, though, although if you get more than one on in a battle, you're gonna have some fun there because you have to block them both. Anyway, this is the Red Sun Giga Chip that we got, I want to say around 2 parts ago, or was it last part? I forget. It does around 500 damage, and when the Red Sun itself hits the enemy, it causes all panels around it to be cracked. Though there are a lot of steel panels in this, and I should mention, I was wrong about steel panels doing elect damage last couple parts ago. They just can't be cracked. That's their only real property. Ooh, Reg up 3. Can I do that with anything? I could, but nothing too particularly useful, honestly. Because one weird thing that I never understood is that when you have a soul that you can use, you can't regular chips unite. Your regular chips do not count for uniting for double souls, which I never understood. I'm not even sure if they do that in 5. You know, I love this song, but hearing it repeat like that so many times kind of gets annoying. Actually, I've noticed it's kind of a thing recently. Battle Network 1 aside, all the final areas have some really kick-ass music. 3's was especially good. Then again, 3's soundtrack was just overall fantastic. Actually, looking at the background, that may have also been reused in Star Force. I'm not too sure, but it looks like it may have. At least, kind of looks like something I'd see in there. Then again, as much as I love Star Force, it's been years since I last played one of them. And there's the second warp hole. And actually, I should mention, the more areas you go into the asteroid computer, the more panels you have to walk over, so watch out for that. And the routes get a bit more convoluted as you go. This one especially, because you have to go back to the center block a couple of times. Bug frags! I honestly haven't even found a single bug frag shop in this game. I think it's in the Undernet? I haven't really gone to the Undernet, have I? I think you go to the Undernet in Searchman scenario, but I'm still not too sure about that. It's been years. Though I will say, I actually picked up my actual cartridge of this recently. I'm putting it in my SP. And I actually decided to start the second playthrough, and I gotta say, I actually just got Fire Soul. That is surprisingly decent, because it actually turns quite a few panels into grass, and you can burn them really easily. Ooh, HP plus 100. I would put that into my Navicus, but it's a bit too big. Though there is a second program in here later on that I'm going to be putting in. I'll show you what the final setup of it looks like next part. Honestly, though, when it comes to these souls that I didn't get aside from Searchman, I cannot remember what Wind Soul even does, so I can't even really talk about that one. And this is a first. I actually, when I went for HP memory grinding, I also bought a full supply of full energies, so I decided to stock up on them as well. And holy, this is actually the first time I've seen over 600 health in this game. I've seen over 600 health in all the other ones, obviously, particularly 6, because I've had 1050 in that one. Oh, having over 1000 HP is so satisfying. Then again, you need to be really specific with your Navicus to do that. And this is also the last real area of the asteroid comp, by the way. There's only 4 main areas, though this is also the longest one. Because we're in here for the rest of the part, and we're only halfway through it. Keep that in mind. Also, that attack plus 1 program we got about 30-40 seconds ago, that's what I worked into my Navicus. Why? Well, having 30 charge attacks is having a 30 powered charge is better than a 20 powered charge. And by the way, I'm going off of this specific area completely off memory because my internet went out, so I couldn't really access my guide as well. So yeah, I'm not a fan of this area. Especially because you actually have to loop around once or twice with this specific path. Yeah, also, I should mention, you really have to mash furiously for those, because otherwise you're going to get dropped back at the beginning of the area. And over here we got Var Sword V. Sadly, Variable Sword is nowhere near as useful as it was in 3, because the Sonic Boom attack only does 1 swipe now instead of the 4 it used to. Although, actually, I should mention, there's actually something better in 3 with that. There's one where you can do a Sonic Blade that does all, or Sonic Boom attack that does all 4 elements. And, yeah, that's broken. Anyway, with all 5 planets lit up and in the sky, we can finally progress towards the final warp hole. Could you believe this part was initially 27 minutes? Land, it's a warp hole. Regal's Navi must be inside. So you've come. Show yourself, Laserman. We meet again, Megaman. The asteroid control room is inside that warp hole. I'll ask you again. Will you wield your power with us in the Syndicate? You have but two choices. Come with me into the warp hole and rule the world. Or be torn limb from limb. Well, that's dark. I've already answered you. I will not be a part of your evil. As I suspected. Stupid Navi, your side is doomed to failure. I'm not like I was before. My friends have shown me true love. My body is full of the warmth of their souls. My body is ready! Ha, the warmth of souls indeed. Listen to me. That feeble power is no match for the power of evil. I'll teach you. Lan, he's coming. Show him the power of good. Battle routine set. Execute. Prepare to become space dust. Is that an X4 reference? I think that's a Megaman X4 reference. Anyway, we finally get to fight Laserman himself in a rather odd-looking sprite, honestly. He has something similar with certain bosses from the past. He has super armor, so he won't get flinched by any attacks, which is good and bad. Though if you counter-hit him, he still will be stunned. He has no elemental weaknesses, and his main attack is to do that little plus-shaped laser. Though if there's a hole where it is, it won't do anything. Otherwise, he'll do this laser attack, which will cause rocks to fall from the sky. And he also has an attack he'll be doing later on called Dark Laser. That'll cause a dark hole to be put on the screen. The dark hole is actually something from 3 that you can use certain dark chips with, like Dark Aura and such. However, in this game, you can't walk... Well, I think you can walk over. I'm not too sure, honestly. And, by the way, Flame Breath causes lava panels, which do 50 damage. Here's Dark Laser. But the Dark Hole will actually heal him. I think if you put something that actually emits light like Del Sol over it, it'll actually get rid of that. Which is extremely useful. Also, I think he actually has invincibility frames when he's, moving around, because this is actually my second take of the battle, because the other time he actually dodged a lot of my attacks, especially Life Sword and such, as I think he does that even later on. 1,000 health, so he's, I think, the strongest Navi we've fought so far, but he's nothing too hard. He has very limited stuff he can do. And by the way, I should mention, Wind Rack, as I've looked up now, is essentially just a second Wide Sword. I think that'll come in handy during the final battle. And as usual, Gut Soul is powerful as hell. Also, I think Gut Soul is actually the only one you're... Yeah, actually. Gut Soul is always a constant throughout your playthrough. You'll always get Gut Soul on your first playthrough. And if you're playing Blue Moon version, you'll always get Aqua Soul. See, look, he dodged a Wide Sword. You're not supposed to be able to do that. Cheating. I call hacks. But he eventually goes down like all the others. Dr. Regal, I'm sorry. It's over. Everything. Megaman, your hate for me will allow your dark soul to be reborn. I can even see it deep inside your body. Your dark soul. Ah! And that is one concentrated explosion. I've never seen that happen. And he's finally gone. My dark soul. Lan. This'll blow our last chance to avoid the asteroid. What do you mean? The plan originally called for sending my Navi. My Navi would succeed, and would have succeeded for sure. I think you missed a word there, Capcom. A Navi like yours couldn't possibly control an asteroid. The plan is doomed thanks to your stupid reasoning. We won't know until we try. We won't ever give up. Megaman, make for the control room. We must change the asteroid's course. Okay, Lan, I'm going. And now, this is what I should mention. Once you go in there, you cannot save. If you have anything left to do in the game, do it now, because otherwise you're not going to be able to do it later. I recommend saving here, and if you miss any HP memories or such that you can do in the other areas, do it now. I'm not going to, because next time on Let's Play Mega Man Battle Network 4, we're going into that last warp hole there, and ending the game, ladies and gentlemen. See you guys then.